Francis Sultana mhux isem ġdid fix-xena tal-arti. Sultana huwa interior designer ibbażat f'Londra li ftit ta' żmien ilu għadu kemm ġie maħtur bħala ambaxxatur kulturali għal Malta. It-titlu tiegħu titlu li għandu wkoll it-tenur Joseph Calleja itih ir-responsabilità li jonora lil Malta fuq il-mappa internazzjonali fil-qasam tal-arti u d-disinn, blan li jiġbed lejn Malta diversi istituzzjonijiet kulturali fis-sena tal-Belt Kapitali tal-Kultura Ewropea u lil hinn.
Living in Gozo at that time in the 80s, it had a nostalgic bliss about it for me. I had a very happy childhood there. I mean, my teenage years, I think, are some of the nicest memories I had. I mean, growing up in Gozo was a very isolated place, because even Malta was, in my eyes, the sophisticated place you used to have to come to and worry about if the sea was rough and was I going to be stuck there for the night. But everything you needed to do was in Malta. So being in Gozo, you were really cut off. But in a funny way that had something very nice about being isolated, because I suppose in my mind, I could form my kind of vision of what I wanted to be. I was very clear with what I wanted to be from a very early age. I left Gozo really in my mind, probably by the time I was 14 in my mind. I had traveled in my mind to London, to Paris, where I could see great design in magazines, the houses, the lives. I thought, and the funny thing was, at that time, one of the programs I was watching on television, funny enough, was Dynasty. So that must have been a big influence in my life at that time, yes. It was the 80s, excess. At the time when Malta was quite austere, so it's quite, a contradiction. So, I said, I thought I'd better get to London. I really want to do something with my life. And I worked as an office clerk to begin with. I worked also in an architect's office. And, because I had to make ends meet and I needed the options in my life to actually go and visit museums, be inspired, buy great books. As a teenager, if you're hungry, I was like a sponge. One book would lead me to another. I'd discover another name. I'd go to a museum, discover another designer, another architect. It was endless. The one thing you learn is to actually, the more successful you become, the more humble you have to become, and the more you have to give back. You have a duty. And, they're instrumental. People like this have been so instrumental in my life to now. And every day I learn, I have a great joy when I get taught things and explained things, because I know so little and there's still so much to discover. My life changed, I suppose, when I was 19 and I was fortunate enough to meet David. And soon after I met another lady called Pauline, who basically, the two of them, took me under their wing and encouraged me, were critical of me. To this day, I always feel like I haven't achieved enough. I think one of my driving forces is this voice in my head going, you're not doing well enough, you're not doing well enough. And you need to drive yourself always to do more. I mean, my whole career has been based, I wanted to be an interior designer as an 8-year-old in Gozo. Of course, I've arrived to being one of the top 100 in the world by all the top editors. But still in my life, I look at my work and I feel, I can do better. I can do better. I have to push my limits. I need to create new trends. And it's really interesting. I suppose I have some very close friends who are very successful in different areas. The one thing we have in common is we feel we haven't done enough. The secret to success is one fundamental thing, is to have no fear. If you have fear, you'll never get anywhere in life. You in life sometimes only get one chance, and sometimes it hits people in the face and they don't even see it. I've seen it so many times with people I've known. They've had that one chance that can change everything. But sometimes I think they're just too afraid to do it. I mean, what made me any different to anyone else? I suppose I got up and left. I had to follow that idea, that dream, and I took a chance. Had I not taken that chance, had I gone to university and been a very good boy and done everything I was supposed to do, I would have I'd probably have a very nice life. I would be very happy in that way. I mean, today, what is happiness to me? It's having a free hour in my life. I mean, the more you do, the less time in life you have for yourself because you have a sense of duty to everything you're doing. But that's what, in the end, I want. So, you know, if I feel ever sorry for myself because I'm overtired, because I've been in 3 different time zones in 1 week and taken 7 planes, it's my own doing. So be happy about it because it's actually what you wanted. So I always face every day very upbeat. I get inspired by everything. I'm not embarrassed to say I love like current music by Rihanna, and then I can be listening to I Puritani by Bellini. You know, it doesn't. I love all kinds of music, but I do like really regular, you know, music from the charts. I have it in the morning because it wakes me up and gets me going. You know, and they've been surprised in my studio. You want to have this on today? I go, yeah. You know, we've got to keep up with the music. Inspiration's around all of us, you know, and I take it from everywhere.